Hey, Facebook. Man, I'm on the wrong platform. I just addressed this as Facebook, but that's because I just got off of Facebook and it's been heavy on my heart. And I actually did one of them shows on there where I fell apart, and I I wish I could have took it back, but I went live. So I had a really embarrassing moment, and that is what happens when you are trying to do something from your heart. And I went down that path just to tell you a little bit about it, of me embracing everything that these success coaches and people are telling me to do, and that's take personal inventory. Same thing when you are going through any type of treatment program that everybody's like, work on you, take inventory, um, and you getting better through personal development. Always developing you, my skill set, my tenacity as a man, wanting to do the right thing. This is what's happening for me right now. I am excited about the opportunity, but it blesses me so much that I'm not in that overwhelming pain. There was a time that I there wasn't a hot pack to get hot enough. There wasn't a cold pack to get cold enough. And it bothered me to always be in pain, and it bothered me to have to chase different things that I could take. I was so anti-opioid and stuff because I went through all of these different drug programs, and so I wasn't going any farther than what I had already reached out on, and that was to look into the Rick Simpson programs and stuff, because when I go into the doctor and I'm asking this dude for different advice on diabetes, and he doing blood work on me and coming back telling me that it ain't about diabetes. This is all about you may have the multiple myeloma bone cancer thing going on. So I was past the diabetic stuff, and it really made me think about life from another perspective, because everything I knew about the C word was it ain't nothing good on the backside of it means life just sped up. That's all it means. Life just sped up, player. You better start doing you what do they call it, a bucket list. And a bucket list is what I I began to pursue, and start working on lists of places I wanted to go and do, and this and that. And I was fortunate to be working at the VA hospital, and they were really great in assisting me to get all of what I needed to get done with getting out the way with my medical problems, because I became too ill to work. I couldn't get up, and if it wasn't my stomach, it was my legs and my feet and my back. Legs, feet, back, stomach, headache. Sometimes it be in my shoulders. It just moved around, and it's everywhere because I was so acidic, and I was willing to do anything to get out that condition. Now, the more stuff I studied, and around trying to find holistic doctors now, because you don't hit me with some bad information, man. This is not diabetes, it's worse. And so, yeah, when he hit that word multiple myeloma, I had never heard that word, ever. And if I had, it would, I thought I knew, because it was like melanoma, and I had heard about skin cancer, so that's what I thought it was, like melanoma. But the multiple myeloma was another whole reach. That's another get down. It's not like a skin cancer. And man, yeah, I got worried about that, and my counselor, she made me worry even more because her sister had died from it. And so that's enough about that story, because she just made me get really serious about the sincerity of the diagnosis. And man, once I started watching and looking at different content, I made a decision that I was going to fight the progression of the blood work. Everything was now based on me making my blood work better. So everything I could read on changing my blood was what I started to get involved with. And I found Dr. Barbara O'Neill. She was really good for me. I like Dr. Barbara O'Neill, Australian lady, and she break down everything on a cellular level, and that is where I was won at, because I needed the root of how I was going to fix myself. And she gave me a good starting point, was with understanding how glucose, the sugar product, and salt work together to fortify and give these cells nutrients and get stuff around. But what she did for me was make me really understand that nothing is going to happen if you don't get some salt. Nothing is going to happen because of the importance of the mineralization that salt brings to the table. But it's a key that unlocks cells. Salt is a key that unlocks cells. You got to see her work. You got to see how she break this thing down. And she don't even advise people to all the way get off of meat and go vegetarian and vegan and all of that. She just thinks a balanced diet is the real thing. But people need to understand how to get that balanced and what good products. Because I started studying the vegetables and found out spinach and carrots and broccoli and the beets and several other things were really heavy on the sugar side. And the more information I got about that, I was like, man, why am I in such a war against sugar? And all of these are tricks, because I'm thinking vegetables, they ain't supposed to have sugar, but, that's me not knowing nothing. And so the more stuff I learned about the broccolis and the carrots and all of these GMO things, that's a great term right there, genetically modified organisms. That's where I fell off at. I mean, I was like, how can you win this? You can't win this war when we have so many tricks in the program. You're not just getting tricked over there on the popcorn and potato chip aisle or the cereal aisle. It's them good old fruits and vegetables that we're looking at that have been modified and changed, and they have different levels of sugar content now because of the binder is sugar. And so when you changing something into something else and you mixing two things, you got to bind it with something, and sugar's a binder. So that's what that's my take on it. That's what I come to understand. So when I look at all of these genetic modifications and GMOs and the way we bind in cells and binding things together, and there's some good in all of it, I'm sure. I'm just, on this side of the spectrum with my health. And I know that I stay away from much of the GMO stuff as I possibly can, because sugar's my enemy. I will take in sugar wholeheartedly from fruits and vegetables. But when it comes to just buying a bag of sugar, I started working with coconut sugar and, acquiring a new taste for different things like that. It's such a old age. I understand that old philosophy of you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You hear that over and over when you're a kid, and then all of a sudden you that old dog and you understand the very thing that the people was talking about. These were cliches during the time I grew up, but man, that thing mean a lot to me now, because I ain't trying to say I'm an old dog, but when it comes to introducing new taste and new ways of doing stuff, you just have to really look at how well we program, how well we do things a lot of times just on automatic. So, yeah, with that being said, man, it's something about change that we really need to start embracing a little bit more, because without change, people sit in mediocrity and they go to the same job every day, every week, every month, every year, and you look up and you got all these days, weeks, and months done went by, and you wonder why you can't go on vacation every summer. Or if you're going on vacation, you just taking time to go somewhere, but you're using money that was allocated for something else because you've not been able to get in front of the whole thing because of where you at economically. So my whole thing right now is economic bondage. That's all I focus on is this putting me in economic bondage and making me so lazy that I don't see that my children are going to need me to help them purchase their first home. They might need me to help them get a down payment on a car. Can I help with that? Not right now. Do I ever want to help with that? Yes, I do. How do I ever get to that place? Gotta work on Ray. You gotta see Ray doing something different. So Ray seeks opportunities that can fit his lifestyle, can fit the fact that I'm not able to handle a regular job. I'm not able to stand at a Walmart and be a Walmart greeter, nor would I ever want to. But I'm not able to stand like that all day, 3-4 hours or whatever. No, that's not gonna happen for me. And I probably could get myself in that spot, but I have much greater value than that. And that's the key for me, is I start there. I know my value. Because if I don't consider the fact that I've been leading people my whole life, from basketball teams to college athletic teams to military post office and teams, and come on, get out in janitorial cleaning services and supervisors, everything I've touched, I got to the supervisor spot, the coaching spot, the leadership spot, because I just do that. That's just what, I'm made up to kind of like go in a certain direction. And, my family, we went to Africa, me and the kids and my wife in 2006. They thought I was a king. Who does this, kind of thing? You brought your wife and your kids, and we stayed 12 days. That's just not a normal thing from the way but that was my perspective. That was something that I wanted to do. I had a lady named Missy Boko, and her husband was from Ghana, and she taught me in the 6th grade about that. And so when I got an opportunity to go to Ghana, that's what I did. I got pictures. I should post one of them. My kid, we're in the slave castle in West Ghana, and he's behind the bars. one of the rooms where they would hold them in, and it's a little hole in the wall that the man had to fit that little hole. They shrink them down, they starve them so that they could get more of them on the ship. And if they couldn't fit through that hole, then they couldn't get, they wouldn't go with that ship. But I looked at the slave castles and all of the things that I saw around the treatment of the women, and how they kept them in another side, and the floor was a burgundy red from the women having to defecate, and the menstruals and everything in this one section. And when I even talk about it right now, I just think about what has to happen in my life for me to fulfill what I wanted to do with going back to Ghana and the Volta Dam area and some of the villages, because we didn't just stay in Accra, the city. They took us out to the remote villages, and we stayed out there for like 4 days in a really jungle environment, and got to meet the chiefs and all of that I remember. So there's a lot of ambition inside of me to make, or should I say not make, but do my part to see this whole becoming an internet marketer, becoming a better person, all of that wrapped up in one, and within the framework of all of this happening, I get to chart or kind of journal my, if you would, my journey, my kids looking into my life, my family looking into my life. These tapes and YouTube stuff will be of value one day, possibly, Hopefully my kids will get something out of seeing me from this perspective. We talk, but I don't know if I get on this level with them. But that's the whole magic in what Video Boss wanted me to do this for, because when you can get butt naked in front of an audience, and I say butt naked because the bottom line is I'm coming clean with some of the most intimate things inside of me. I came on the air talking about my Facebook interview or going live today that brought me to tears because of where I went with my thought, and I've been wrestling with this thing all day. And so when I'm expressing that on the air, my part and why my brother is locked up, or the part that I feel like I had to repent, because he looked at me, he wore my clothes, I was like larger than life in that stage of his life, because I'm doing. I'm escaping the neighborhood. I'm doing the Navy. Got my little janitor and cleaning business after I got out. All of these things impress young people. But when they see me, I'm going at it like 90 going north, because I ain't got no stop signs. And it was like that in that season in the 80s for me. And I had just got out the military and came home and jumped right back into the same old dude, because I know how to draw money to myself. And I started doing that really effectively when I came home, and I was working, I had a job at the bank supervisor, and I had janitorial and cleaning service, with, I don't know, I probably had about 10 guys working different jobs for me at that time. But most of them was cousins and brothers and good friends of mine, but I was doing too much, I'll just say it like that, because I was doing too much. And it all just like imploded in my life, and I, you know, need to be better, because I could have done a lot greater things if I had had character like I got today. I didn't have this character back then, and that's why doing something on this level now will be very productive for me, because I can say I had a character for it. I didn't have a character for it back then. I could make money, and that's another thing you learn about God. As long as you got good business sense, and you can put the thing together and you can structure it, oh yeah, you can, because it's about the business. And God gonna bless you with the money and all of that, as long as you handling the business side of it and you sincere and you focus. Oh, you gonna make some money. That's why it ain't got nothing to do with me being a Christian to get wealth. Nothing. Believe me. It rains on the just as well as the unjust. It's how they handle in the business, you know. And my character of got a little sideways. Not a little sideways, it stayed sideways. Because, you know, I didn't try to, you know, settle down with one female until it was almost too late. I ain't try to, you know, improve nothing about what I'm doing in front of my brothers and cousins and all that, because it was all wide open, you know. I'm that dude that, you know, them had pistols to my head because, and this by family members, you know, because I'm going at it, you know. And so, yeah, I had some memories earlier, and, you know, my brother that's in prison, I want to be here for him when he get out, and that fighting with GTO on about, you know, them taking money that I done paid them for him to have phone calls, and somehow he went and got it on some other three-way or something, but ain't had nothing to do with me talking to my brother. So we had to straighten that out. And, you know, this same brother that, you know, he don't pull pistols on me too, but I love him, you know, and that a lot of that was the atmosphere that I had him in, you know, for him to even pull a pistol on me, bust my window with the pistol and all of that. No, I mean, that's my fault, because that's the guy that I was back then, and I don't like even talking about it, but I'm sharing this because of the responsibility that I'm accepting, and talking about why I'm getting up, because when that dude get out, I don't want him to have to go back, and he done did 20 years, and the least I could do is help him with his Christian walk. Now, he done turned into a Christian, and I want to help him with his Christian walk, how to help him to stay out and to love him like a brother can. You know what I'm saying? Just say, man, come on, let me, you know, introduce him to some females, and introduce him to, and help him, you know, financially, because I'm escaping economic bondage, so that I can help my boys, help my nephews, help my nieces, help my cousins. You know, this is bigger than me trying to make some money for Ray. It just is, you know, because I done had it all. I done had it all, man. And success is not the money right now. Success is the accomplishment of enjoying my journey, getting on here talking about how I'm making me better, and freeing my mind, and being in a position to help not only my brother, but my cousins. All of these nieces and nephews I got in their 20s and 30s, and some in their 40s. Let me get productive enough to have a home for me. Then I can be productive enough to get a home, or help my boys get their home. I'm still here. Now I'm working on brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews. See, economic bondage, you know, even if I just got enough to buy some homes and put some solar panels on some homes, and help them decrease their day-to-day costs. And so they have to stay on a job. But you taking the biggest the biggest payment that they gonna ever have, and that's their monthly rent, and you giving them solar panels on the spot. See, my mind take me to places like that, how I can acquire properties. I've been here before. I just didn't have the character to get me all the way to the goal. I'm finna get there. Because the vision I have for helping it's just in me. And it won't let me lay here. It won't let me. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and that's learning more stuff on the marketing, that's posting the ads, that's reaching out and asking for team members that have a heart to work with somebody like me. Because you're gonna have to see me. If you're on my team, you're gonna have to see me. You're gonna have to understand that I'm gonna help you get the 40 people for the new generation. Because if I get 40 to get 40, now we are 1,600. And we got them 40 understanding how we got to 1,600, and we ain't trained these people, and we ain't got them into the right program, boo-hoo on us. But that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It's just like when I was in the streets. I mean, I didn't have no problem with finding the next cat that wanted to move a quarter pound. I ain't have no problem with none of that. And it's gonna be the same thing in this. You just gotta be right. You just gotta be wanting to be in business the right way. And that's what I'm all, I'm all about doing it the right way. I love the fact that we can be protected by the law, and you ain't gotta worry about the stick up man, and I can do all of this and not worry about the grow. And I love that. But the whole thing is, be consistent. Just like I'm consistent to get on this camera, be consistent to count that money, to balance the books, to pay your taxes. Be consistent. I'm behind right now. I'm mad about that. You make enough money to even fall behind on your taxes when I ain't making no money, and the government know every dime I'm making. Why do I have to pay taxes when you gave me every dime that I got? And I was taxed on it when I spent it at the grocery store and everywhere else I spent it at. And I still got to be taxed on it. I still got to file taxes, all of that. This is just part of the game, So even with where we at right now, I'm a year behind on my taxes. Well, I ain't make no money, so I ain't worried about that, You can send me a letter talking about I made $250 more than I should have made on my railroad retirement. Okay, because I'm trying to do something, and you want to penalize me because I'm trying to get out from under this economic bondage? Penalize me for the $200 extra I made, and I'm glad I can be getting a penalty, because there's a time I wouldn't even have thought about that, because I wouldn't have been trying to report it no way. See, a cat like me don't need to worry about them kind of papers and letters, because in my mind, I'm doing real good, and I'm glad y'all sending that, because before, I wouldn't have been reporting it. I wouldn't have been thinking about reporting it. I didn't ask you if I could sell drugs. I didn't ask you if I could do nothing. And I'm not looking for you to give me your stamp of approval. But now that I'm trying to get the stamp of approval, do everything by the law, man, you be like, miss me with all this red tape. Just let me get where I'm trying to go. But that's it, man. Controlling circumstances is what this is all about. I'm rambling on and on about the business things and what you're going to go through. But it's all about being consistent. It's about being consistent and knowing that you have a vision, you have a focus, you have a purpose. I know that a lot of people have pain. I had a lot of pain. I know how to help them get out of their pain. So that's where it's at. Trying to help them get out the pain. Everybody win. You go over and you get on my team because you want to try to I got free samples of CBD. Free samples. So if you don't understand CBD, go get the free samples. If you don't see yourself ever doing CBD, go over and look at Immunical. I got Immunical on there, and they got all of the same alkaline products in a different, they come in a protein powder thing, and the CBDs is liquid tinctures and liquid sprays, and we got creams and rubs and all of that. I tried to cover both my bases because I come from a strong Christian background, and some of them ain't gonna never use CBDs, hemp, no way you cut, shape, kick it, whatever. They're just not messing with that product. And I understand why. Because if you taught a certain thing and it's been demonized your whole life, and you can't teach your old dog new tricks. It's all good. So yeah, Immunical. Yes, and it's a great product. Been around 40 years. Not only lab tested with rats and all of that, but it's got human testing. And you're not gonna find a better product to put in your body, because we lose glutathione and we need to be reproducing that. And yeah, do that. Do Immunical. I do both of them. Just keep it real. I do both. And you might want to try both. All I can tell you is it's on and cracking. If you get on my team, you can't do nothing but win, because I don't lose. You know, I very rarely lose at what I'm trying to really get done. And when I'm trying to get it done the right way, and God He usually just showed me his, stamp of approval. Hey, Ray, go ahead. Click, 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 click. Yeah, so I misunderstood a lot of that when I was younger. And you get it twisted like it's all me. I'm making this do, because when you having to live in that lane, you're doing a lot of things in secrecy and on the low, and all of your down low people, your down low buddies and stuff. That's how they. That's how we've come up missing, man. Don't make me get on here and go out of character. So been on here a little over 30 minutes, and I'm gonna cut it off for the day. I'm just feeling myself a little bit, and I'm really happy that I'm following the path. And shout out to Steve and Rachel here. I'm being consistent, Steven. So if you checking in on my videos, then boom, you see me. And just trying to be one of those that make it. A lot of people start the journey. Everybody don't make it down through there. I understand that. But I'm just used to being a part of that upper 1% or that upper 3%. So whichever statistic they want me to fall in, I'm going to fall in, because I'm going to be at the top of the class on this one. And might not start editing video and all of that whole thing, but I think I can be consistent with getting on here and doing these lives. So I'm going to stay focused on what I can do for right now, and keep learning as much as I can about how to do the other parts, like editing and intros and stuff like that. It'll come, and that's what, I just got so much in front of me right now with trying to get Facebook and everything lined up the right way, and praying for finances to come, and praying that people will start going over to my free samples and at least take the free samples. That let me know that, you guys see me and are supporting what I'm doing, by taking the free samples, and it shows that I'm getting some kind of support. With that being said, we'll get off the air for the day. Thank you so much for your time, or whoever takes the time to view this, and hope we can build a relationship that will cause both of us to grow. If you see anything in me that you care for as a person, go over and look at my entrepreneur section on my blog and get on board with me, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're part of this first group of people that I'm taking down through here. We're going to get this money, because they got $1 million a month trophy. And I'm real good with trying to go for the trophy. So y'all want to get on board with me, we can take this run at that $1 million together. And that's all I'm trying to do. I don't want to be an internet guru. I don't want to be known for my editing. I want to be known for the kind of money we make and how I got out of making $3,000 to $5,000 a month, and now I'm making $300,000 a month. That's the guy I want to be known for. So let's get together and let's see how we can do that. All right, because that's what kind of party it is. So with that being said, I'm gonna get off the air. I thank God that it was another good day, and I got past my fears and my doubt and unbelief. You know, I'm standing on it right now. So thank you. Have a great day.